All right. Well, again, thank you all for attending. I'd like to now introduce Oliver Booth, pronouns he, him, his, and presentation titled Developing a Natural Language Processing-Based Chatbot for Chronic Disease Management. Oliver, please take it away.
Good morning. Let me just share my screen real quick. All right. Good morning, guys. My name is Oliver Booth. I am a business administration major with a concentration in information systems, and I am joined today by two other people.
Hi, my name is Lance Santana. I'm also on the research team.
Hi, my name is Bin. I studied the MBA in the School of Business.
And Binchi is replacing Karin this morning. Karin unfortunately could not make it. But to start, just a quick recap on what a chatbot is and some of the lingo we're going to be talking about today. So, a chatbot is more or less a computer program that just simulates human conversation. It uses something called natural language processing, which is almost like a neural network that a computer uses to determine um, how to understand text and generate text, also voice in more recent years. Um, and it's just basically a learning algorithm. And chatbots have exploded in popularity recently in the past few years, especially in common use, but they have been around for a while. The first like real chatbot was considered Eliza, which was created by an MIT computer scientist in 1966. Others include Clippy, if you know early Windows had that Clippy annoying paperclip guy. He's considered a chatbot. And if you have an iPhone, Siri, Alexa on Amazon devices also counts as a chatbot because it's a conversational agent between you and a computer. Um, right now, in recent years, or specifically November 2022, ChatGPT 3.0 released to the general public, and that kind of exploded the popularity of generative AI and the generative AI chatbot in just common use, mainly because number one, it could be used for a bunch of different reasons, a bunch of different uses, and number two, it has a easy to use user experience. If you can see the second figure on the bottom, that's the ChatGPT screen. If anyone hasn't seen it before, you just type something in and it generates an answer. And it also gives you tips for an answer. So a lot of people like using ChatGPT for that reason. And to continue, what's happening? There we go. So the goal of our research is to study how a chatbot run by a modern NLP program can assist in treatment of chronic diseases in an informative and easily accessible format. So just how easy people can use it. And we chose the treatment of chronic diseases basically because a lot of people with chronic diseases have a lot of physical and impairments, and they can't walk or they have like vision problems and things like that. And a chatbot could make it easier to not only get advice for how they are to treat themselves, but also to seek advice from other people and even doctors and things like that. And so a review we started with a review of existing studies to recommend a set of guidelines that we could use and developers can use to create a chatbot for chronic disease management. And once we did that, we started a chatbot. And so the first thing we did was gather sources. Basically, all we basically did is just browse different websites, different kind of article and journal websites, and also the UCR databases for articles relating to chatbots being used for both elderly care as well as care for disease management. We chose over 100 different articles, but in the end, only 15 were chosen. And so elements from these 15 articles have been implemented and will continue to be implemented in the stages of our research.
And after to evaluate our chatbot, we select to creating a service. For the service, we have the two blocks. The first part is the basic information from the users. We need to know what's the age of the users and what kind of the illness they have, and we need to collect the information from them and to analyze what kind of the user we are focused on. And the second part is the scoring and the suggestion for our 5 different prototypes we designed. And we were going to continue.
So the second phase, after we did some research and gathered articles on how to develop a chatbot, is we started to produce some prototypes. So we decided to go through 3 avenues: a icon-based model, a button-based model, and a chat-based model. We chose these because there's varying levels of accessibility, and because the different research papers that we collected supported different methods of creating a chatbot that is effective with elderly individuals and people with chronic diseases, as well as accessibility features such as like visual issues and like motor issues. So as kind of Binchi said, after we further develop these chatbots, we are going to have, we're going to test it with elderly individuals, and we're going to have participants come in, use the chatbots, and we're going to use the second survey to evaluate the effectiveness, how accessible it is, and overall satisfaction of the users. And then using the data that we collect from how both the research papers and the results from our prototypes, we're going to develop a chatbot completely on our own, which Oliver is going to describe next.
So yeah, oh, wrong slide. So yeah, we've had 2 different methods. What Lance is doing, what he previously mentioned, was using kind of a chatbot maker on web-based. And the advantages of this is that you can put it directly on your phone in places like WhatsApp and Instagram that could be easily accessed by someone because those are already widely available apps. And the second one type is the one I'm working on, which is using Python installed with GPT 3.5 and hosted on Gradio. The pro of this is that it's a lot more customizable. We can customize the UI a lot more easily than using it from like a web-based template. But the con is that it might be a little harder for it to be implemented onto mobile devices, and because the format could be, or the formatting Gradio for more mobile devices can be difficult, as well as having a separate app might be satisfying for users. And this is ongoing research, and we expect to continue this research through summer 2024 and into the rest of the year. And our future work includes just to continue developing the prototypes with an emphasis on the UI design and user accessibility based off the surveys that Binchi mentioned, and also study the hands-on use of these chatbots with actual patients. That would be probably going to a hospital or going to a care center and presenting willing participants with the chatbots and seeing what user interface they would prefer or how they like their experience, and overall, what would they change and what would they add or remove. And that's the end of our presentation. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, Oliver, and thank you to your team members who also assisted in this. Again, thank you to all of those who may have joined in as well. Again, while our presentations are going on, I ask that we continue to mute our